Yo, what is going on, guys? It's your boy Wikzum here, bringing you a brand new video. And in today's video, I'm going to be teaching you guys how to make a sick Fortnite banner. Yeah, okay, I get it. Ninjas in the background. I traveled to 3 different Walmarts for this fucking poster, and I regret buying it. But just because my friend was driving, I had to buy it. But, like, I don't fucking know. I was probably drunk or high or something. I don't know. But anyway, let's get right into it. Alright, guys, so let's get right into it. So basically what we're going to do is we're going to go to, just like if you have any, like, folders of skins you want to use. I'm going to use this skin right here, the Malice skin. It's just like this red, vibrant, red-orange skin. So what we're going to do is we're going to go and just drag this into our canvas. Now we're going to go on to Google, and we're going to look up, like chapter 2 season 2 cinematic trailer, copy it, and then just put it in here. Nothing crazy. Oh, yep. Now we're just gonna size it to where we want it. Put it where you want, doesn't really matter. And now what I'm gonna do is I'm going to make it black and white. And if you want to make certain things darker, like yellows, greens, you can make darker. But yeah, I'm gonna put everything down in the description, so you guys can use it, and you guys can follow along. Obviously I'm gonna be using the Wraith pack in this one, so I can't really link that, but if you want to go buy it, I'll put it in the description. So what we're gonna do is we're going to keep it black and white. We're going to merge these layers just so we can have them set. We're gonna go to image, or sorry, filter, blur, motion blur, right? I'm gonna put on a nice motion blur, nothing crazy. We're gonna filter, blur, Gaussian blur, right? We're just gonna put a nice blur on it. And you're probably gonna have these like the edges like this. So what I do is I just make it bigger. Nothing crazy. So now we're gonna position our skin. So I like to make it. I'm gonna make it bigger. I'm probably gonna put it a little bit bigger, probably like that. I like to add them to the left a little bit, so we still have some room right here just to work with, just do whatever we want with it. But now we're going to go like back down to this black and white. We're gonna click this button right here next to our group tool. We're gonna go to gradient map. We're just gonna click on it, click the black, and grab a nice red. Nothing crazy, just a nice red. Maybe no, bright red to go with this skin. Now we're gonna grab a black or a dark red. I'll just do a black for now. I'm gonna reverse this. Actually, no, I'm gonna keep it this way. And I'm going to put a soft light on it, just like that. And then now I'm gonna click back on this gradient map. Take your rectangular marquee tool. Oh, I forgot to mention, guys, when you add this right here, you want the top and bottom to be touching. So you see how this is touching. I'll give you an example if it's not touching. Obviously, this is not touching. See, there's a gap right here. But you want it to be touching so you can cut it out and there's no like random break off that you can see. So what we're gonna do is we're just gonna take this, do that, and then just delete. Oh, sorry, not this layer. Delete this gradient map layer. So now, as you see, to the right of this is the gradient map that we put on soft light, and right here, this is black and white, right? And you can't really, it's just not this gradient map, right? So what we're gonna do is we're gonna go on to Cinema 4D, right? I'll just load this up. I'll just use a text I have, but I'll just show you what to do. So I'm gonna file, open. You're gonna go to your renders or wherever you save it to. I'll use Blazes. This is what I use for my other banner. So open it, right? Okay, so I use this Lightroom from a guy named Max DG. I'll link it down if I can find it. Hopefully I can. But open this, delete random, delete wrap as well. Go to Motext, font. I use Burbank condensed because where is it? No, Burbank Big, sorry. I use Burbank Big because it's the Fortnite font, obviously. And you're just gonna name it whatever, so I'll just name it Wick, I guess, just to give you an idea. Wikzum, right? Now what you're gonna do is you're gonna take I have this material for it, so you drag the material onto it, right? And now you see it's like orange or whatever color you have the material at. You're gonna click this right here, up here, this color. You're gonna make it a red, like just making a nice red. And you're gonna click to see how you want it. You're gonna click up here where this little like render thing is. Click it, and you'll see sometimes it's too dark. Like, yes, this is too dark. So you're gonna do is just gonna click. You're going to zoom out using. You can use these tools to. You can use these to move around. This one to move in and out. This one to rotate around. I don't really use this one. It's just to make it see what it looks like from all angles. But you click this. You position it. You drag out. You click on the mo text. You click this little 4 corner thing, and you just drag it up, right? You go up with it, put that little plus in the middle of it, zoom in, and then you just render it more, and see how it's brighter, right? Now it's brighter. And then you go obviously here, save, and then you render it. If you don't know how to do that, you click save. You go here, you pick your output, and then you click this button right here, and it'll render, and then it'll save as your save to your wherever you saved it, and then it's a PNG, right? So I'm gonna close this out. So I got this text right here. It says Blaze. I made this for him. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna drag this on here, drag this above, make it a little smaller, obviously. Or actually position it where you want to. It doesn't have to be small. It can be big or whatever you want. I'm gonna put it. We'll do it over there for now. So, guys, I've been getting a lot of questions how I do this, so I'm gonna explain it here now. I do this text, do this special text here. I'll pull one up. So I'll pull the one I did for Blaze. A lot of people ask me how I did this curve thing right here. So I'm going to explain it right now, so you guys understand it, and you guys can do it for your text. If you guys want to, if you guys are following along, please send me it on Instagram, Twitter, Discord, anything you have me on, or if you don't, just follow me on Twitter, Instagram. There'll be a link in the description if you guys want to like send me a friend request or whatever. And send me like your final product, or even if you're not even if you're following along but now with the stuff I'm providing you, if you find stuff of your own, please tweet it at me. I want to see what you guys made. So what we're gonna do is we're going to make a new layer above this layer, right? We're going to hold Alt and click. You see in between these two layers where now there's a box. Oh my god, I can't get my cursor there. See where there's a box and a down arrow? Click that. So now it's a clipping mask, right? They're gonna take your pen tool, click right in the middle. See, like there's a middle. Click right in the middle, right? Go to like the middle of the mid letters. So I'll say about like right here's the middle. Drag and do a nice arch right here, right? Actually, I'm gonna move this over because that's definitely not the middle. I mean, it doesn't matter. Drag and make a nice curvature, right? You're gonna, and then just click back like to match, to be like kind of even with this. So just click right here, and it'll be this nice curvature line, right? And this part is up to you, no matter what you want. You can go either under it or above it. It doesn't matter. I'm just gonna go under it, because why not? It just doesn't matter. So now what we're gonna do is we're gonna click fill path, color, black, and then you can delete this path by just right clicking and clicking delete path, right? So now you see, since you created, this would be if you didn't create a clipping mask. It would just be this black box you created. But when you clipping mask it, it only selects to the text or to the thing that you're clipping it masked to. So obviously, if I was clipping masking it to this malice skin right here, only this portion would be it, because that's what's covering it, if that makes sense. So back up this, we're gonna clipping mask it. We're going to go to actually, I don't think I did it for this red. I just turned the opacity down. So turn the opacity down to what you like, right? And now what we're gonna do is, I'm pretty sure I did, I can't remember, but it'll look better when you practice it more. I'm just kind of going through it fast so this tutorial can be over. Now you're gonna do is you're gonna make a layer in between these two layers right here. So go to this one, this letter right here, and just click new layer, and it'll be in between, and it'll already do the clipping mask for you. You're gonna take your black with a hardness of 0, make it smaller. And also on stream, guys, a lot of people do ask how I do this, how I make it bigger and smaller, and how I like change the hardness. All you have to do is you have to hold Alt. So just take your brush tool. You can do it with the eraser too, but take your Alt, and you just go right and left to make it bigger. Right is bigger, left is smaller. Go up and down. Down is hardness going up, and hardness is going, or hardness lower. So left percent is going up. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna make it, I'll say about 90, or sorry, 73, and you're just gonna follow this line with your brush tool as best as you can, right? It's nothing too crazy. And oh, sorry, I did on the wrong layer. So just follow this line. Nothing crazy, just follow it. You'll get better as it, obviously, as you go. First time will be kind of hard because you just try to, like, it takes time. What we're gonna do now is you're gonna go to Control, press Control, and then you click. See where it says Layer 2. Click to the left of it where this little thumbnail is. You click on it, right, and it'll select what you're like. It'll select that thing with like the marching ants is what people call it, but this is just like the dotted lines or whatever. So say I click on this. I click the Control and on the skin, it'll just like highlight the skin is what I'm trying to say. Thank you. So click on this, right, and now you're going to come down to this layer and press delete. So basically what that did is it deleted everything that's on this layer right here. So see how this is the layer we did, and see if I untick it, it just looks like it's like cut in half, if that makes sense. But I keep this on because I like it. But you're gonna just turn the opacity down on this one, so it looks like obviously I messed up a little bit. You can like do variations of it. Like here, I'll open this up again. I did the dark on bottom, but I also did the light on bottom. So I'll show you how to do that in case you guys are wondering. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna click it, right, and then go back to where I deleted it. Select this. Actually, I gotta redo the whole thing, so let me just delete this layer real quick. So, and guys, it's gonna be a little long tutorial, but I'm gonna try to make it short. But I want to explain what I'm doing in every step and how you can make it better, or how you can like change it up and make it your own like variation. So obviously, just follow the line. Follow the line just like I did right there. And now when you click this, and you don't want to delete this part, you're just gonna do like this. Come up to the rectangular arcade tool, right click, select inverse, and then delete it. And now it'll delete everything that's if you select inverse, it'll delete everything that's not in this, right? So, and you can always like switch it up a little bit and like make it different colors, make it like a lighter color that's breaking off. But it's all up to you at this point. I'm showing you guys like how to get to this point, right? And you can always if you want and you messed up but you like the line, most of the line, and you messed up on a little part, you can always just draw in, right, select it, select the same thing, select inverse, you know, and then just delete it, right? So now we got that out of the way. We're going to go into stuff I do for the character on this side. So if we go back to this one, I'll just keep this open so I can just refer to it. I'm going to show you guys how I did all this stuff, like this lightning bolt, this smoke, and this little dotted structure that's following the character. And a little Easter egg that none of you guys see. You can't really see it because I put a lot of effects on it. But if you go over here, you can kind of see the Malice skin. But I'll show you guys how to do all this. It's pretty easy. So what we're going to do is we're going to open up the Wraith pack. I do suggest buying the Wraith pack for this. I do really like the Wraith pack. It's 100% vouch from me. And I also, if you did not have the Killer pack, I would suggest buying that, because that's where I get my color corrections from. So if you want to just get your color corrections from there, I would highly recommend it. Or you can just download a cinematic pack, or not a cinematic pack, a color correction pack. But yeah. So hide these two layers. Obviously, you know what to do. Come down to smokes and clouds, right? take this cloud or the smoke. I mean, so think about it like this. So say if you're doing a blue skin, obviously you'd pick the blue smoke, right? If you're picking a red skin, obviously pick the red one. But if you're picking like a yellow skin or say, obviously pick a red skin because you can obviously easily change it to a yellow. It's an easily yellow color. Say if you're picking a green, you'd obviously pick the blue because they're relative, you know? So we're gonna pick the red skin or the red smoke, right? We're going to bring it to our layer, right? We're gonna drag it above everything, and then to unclipping mask something, you can either click on it and click release clipping mask, or just do the same thing but opposite. So hold Alt and then click, and then it'll unclipping mask it, right? So now, sorry. What we're gonna do is, you see the smoke, I'm gonna flip it horizontal, and I'm gonna make this bigger. I'm gonna make it more vibrant to match this red, right? So I'll just and I'll make the saturation up, and I'll just try to change it a little bit to match the red and the orangish. So that looks good, right? So now what we're gonna do is, you don't have to do this, but this is what I do. I like doing this. I make a new layer and I do the accent color. So the main colors of this is red and black. I don't know why I was dyslexic right there, but I'll give another example. So this one right here, I did a blue one and a pink one. So see how the pink and the blue hair, right? I'm gonna like put this up right in the background. I'm gonna make this black, right? Actually, I think I'm gonna make the character bigger now that I think about it, so you can see it more and it's not so small, right? Right, so now you got the black and the white. You can position it to where you like it, but I think that's fine right there. I can't tell, is the text above it or not? The text is not above the smoke, but I'll put it. It doesn't really matter. I'm just showing you guys, like I said. Oh, we got one. So you do that, right? And then I like to take another one. So say white. This one right here. Drag it to your canvas, right? Drag it above everything where your smoke is. I drag it above the smoke, or above the words. I like it above the words, but obviously it's preference. So I'm gonna flip this horizontally so it matches this slope right here, and then I'm going to change the opacity a little bit so it's not so harsh, right? So I got that, right? Now what we're gonna do is we're gonna add this little dotted stuff right here. See this little dotted stuff? So we're gonna go to the Wraith pack. And guys, obviously this is not gonna look as good as the original because I spent a lot of time on the original. But I'm just obviously rushing through it like I've said multiple times. So we're gonna go to this halftone structure in grunge. It's this first one right here. I'm gonna drag it onto it. This is all preference to you, like how you want to do it, but I'm just showing the shortcuts that I use. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna drag it under the skin, right? And you're going to click hold Control and do this little thumbnail so you only collect the skin, or only hit the skin, right? You're gonna do rectangular marquee tool. You're going to like move it up into the up diagonally to the left, right? And then you're going to go back to this halftone structure. Select inverse and then delete, right? So now you have the character outline, but like obviously different from the actual character itself because it's the dots. If you want, you can go to filter, blur, but I mean I'll put a little blur on it, but it's not really necessary. So now we're gonna add this little smoke in the background, this like stuff in the background that's kind of like makes it like flare, I guess you can say. So we're gonna go to Wraith pack again. Obviously, I use the Wraith pack a lot because it's one of my favorite packs. Definitely worth the purchase. I didn't buy it; my friend bought it for me. Shout out P-Dubs. But you're gonna go to cartoon effects. Oh no, sorry. I think it's explosions, maybe. Yeah, explosions. Sorry. You're gonna click this this explosion right here. Go up to your thing you did. Put it in the background. I mean, I probably won't pick the same exact ones because I kind of forgot. But just add the stuff in the background. I put it under the halftone structures, so this one just pops. So just change it to the color. So where is it? Grab a nice red. Or you can do an accent color. The one I did right here, I did the blue instead of the actual primary color, and it turned out really well. But this is all preference to you. And then we're gonna go down here. I think it was this last one. Maybe, yeah, I think it was the last one. Yeah. Bring this up. Make this smaller, right? And then make it red, obviously. Right. Nothing too crazy. I'm just kind of rushing through this. So now we're gonna do is we're going to do the lightning bolts. We're gonna go to back to the Wraith pack, obviously. Go to cartoon and effects. Where's that at? Cartoon and effects. Guys, I'm sorry, I don't have corona. I'm just actually coming down with a cold. Not the flu, just a little cough and a stuffy nose. Could have corona. If you guys want to send your condolences, come twitch.tv/Wikzum. I'm live every day, especially because of quarantine, the coronavirus vibes. I'll be live every day. Usually start around 3 p.m. I'm gonna start doing more longer streams, so 6 to 12 hours. I did a 6-hour today. I did a 12-hour yesterday. So we put in that work, baby. We put in that work. So what we're gonna do is you can honestly add these where you want, just to make it cool. So Control U, make it red, obviously. Where's red? Red, obviously, and then you can put one by the words. I'm sorry guys, I'm kind of rushing through this, but I do want to get this out to you guys, because I had a lot of questions on stream about, like, if I was gonna ever do a tutorial, and I got so many questions on stream, I'm like, fuck it, I'll do a tutorial. So put them where you think are necessary. So I think coming out of the smoke is necessary. Put them around the characters, so the character has a bunch of, like, vibrant feels to it. So say, okay guys, I have this thing, obviously, well, every designer knows this. So say you want it to look like it's coming in front of something and then behind something. So I want it to be in front of the head, and it's gonna come down and go behind the body. All you're gonna do is you're gonna select the character, and you're going to go back to that, where is it? I'm pretty sure it's this one right here. No. This one? Yeah. Take your eraser. Oh, sorry, I'm not on the layer. Take your eraser and just erase everything that you want to go behind it, per se. But if I wanted it to be behind the character and then go in front of it, I'd select up here. So now it's coming behind the character and going in front of it. I'll do that. Why not? So that's that, right? So now you have all this stuff going on here. So what I did also is, I don't know if I did it for this one, but I've done it for multiple. I can give you an example. Give me a second. Let me go here. Header. Let's see what I did for Huffy, I guess. See how there's like this, you can see him very faintly in the text, and it gives you that nice texture. I'll show you how to do that. It was pretty easy. You take the Malice skin, right, and you drag it, you hold Alt and you drag it up to above everything. You clipping mask it to this character, right, to this text, right, and you move it around. Control T, horizontal, make it bigger, and then you soft light, and it gives that nice texture. Put a blur on it, anything you really want, but nothing special. I'm not gonna do it because it looks good on certain things. But now I'm gonna show you guys how to do the little like text thing. So this right here, this little like blaze, see how it like there's like an outline to it, but it's not like perfect, like this one as well, the spooky. This is like one of my favorite things I've gone into, this little like textish thing. I've seen it on multiple banners, but I can't perfect it. But like I can't prevent it how like the designers do it, so I made my own variation of it. I'm definitely gonna get into it and like try to learn how they actually do it, because people can make it look really well. But I like this version because it's just my type of thing. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna take this layer, this blaze layer, this original one, hold Alt and drag it above everything. Take the fill, put it down to 0. So basically, the difference between the fill is opacity. The difference between the fill and opacity, sorry, is the fill takes everything off that's not the blending options, if that makes sense. But the opacity is everything. So let me do that. Let me take that back. So so say here, let me put an effect on it real quick. I'll put the stroke on it. So we're gonna go to blending options, stroke. Go to white, and then just make it however thick you want. Doesn't matter. Oh my god. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna go fill, and if you drag it down, nothing will be in it, if that makes sense. So you'll see this layer down here, right? But if I was gonna take this fill back up and you put the opacity down, the stroke goes away. So what you're gonna do is you're just put the fill down, right? And then you're gonna rasterize this layer. So rasterize layer. So now the fill will be back at 0, right? Or the fill will be back at 100, and now you don't have the effects. So now what you're gonna want to do, you want to press Control T, Control, and drag it out a little bit. Drag the top out a little bit, and then drag the top down, and just honestly just fool with it around how you like it. There's no really perfect way to do this, but you can just do it how you want. And now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go in with this and erase everything that's inside. So like this is inside, obviously the A is inside, the Z and the E is inside, but everything else that's perfect. I'm gonna go options, overlay, and I'm gonna copy it. So now you have that nice little the nice terrible outline is what I'm gonna call it, the terrible outline, but it does look really well. So now what we're gonna do is we're going to make the do the little eye thing. I'll do that now, I guess. So this is where the killer pack came in, with besides the cursors. I mean, you can make it if you want. Obviously you can freehand it, but I like to use this one. I just thought it looked cool because I tried it with multiple ones and I could never get it right, so I never did it on anyone. This is the first time I've ever did the X eye. So I just go to the pack, go to brush, and then it's this one right here. This little like scribble, right? I copied this a bunch of times. I just did Control J to make it white. You don't really have to do this, but I just did it because I was just bored, and then I just thought of it to make it bright, obviously. So what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna drag this in, drag this into my layer. I'm gonna take Control T, make it really skinny by holding Shift. So dragging up, I Photoshop CC 2.2 or 22, I'm not sure. I Photoshop CC, so your what's it called? Your shortcuts could be different, but for mine, I hold Shift and I squish it. When I'm just regular, it stays in like the same orientation, I guess. But or I don't know what it's called, but like it doesn't warp the image. But if I hold Alt, it keeps it like, see the middle right here? It'll keep it exact point, right? So yeah, I'm gonna hold Shift and I'm gonna drag it, make it really skinny. Actually, I'm gonna make it a lot skinnier. Right, I'm going to make it smaller, obviously. Put it up to this, to the eye. Just like that. Obviously, you can just put it on the eye and then you can adjust the size and anything you want. I'm gonna flip horizontal, and then I'm going to make it another eye like that. So now it's an X. I'm gonna merge these layers together, put it more in the center of the eye, and then I'm going to make it smaller a little bit by holding Alt, and it'll stay in that orientation. And now you have a little X eye. Yeah. So what I'm gonna do now is, this background kind of looks very dull, but I want to make it more. I want to make it darker, but keep it popping, I guess. I don't know how to explain it, but seeing this, how it's just really dark, but you can see the red, and I don't know how to explain it. I'm sorry, that's confusing. But see how it's like darker over here, And also over here it's dark, but you can still see it. What you're gonna do is you're gonna go above the gradient map. Sorry. You're gonna merge the or make a new layer. Take your black brush and you're just gonna like just color a little border around it, right? Just color a nice border around it. And I'm pretty sure I don't ever clipping mask. Yeah, I don't clipping mask it. I click control. I do the gradient map. I go up to this layer again, select inverse, and then I delete the rest. So everything that you don't want, obviously, is over here. I want it just in here. I'm gonna change the opacity a little bit, so that's fine. So now you have like a nice border, but you don't have it over here. I don't know if no, I didn't. So I'm gonna take this malice skin, right? I'm gonna drag it down under. Control T, make it a lot bigger. Put it up to where you can kind of see it. And then drag it, and then you can either do overlay with it, but I'm gonna make it black and white. So black and white. And when you see I did black and white, everything else went black and white be under it. So you're just gonna clipping mask it, and then everything else will come back, right? And I'm gonna go to go down to this, the malice, and then do soft light. Any of these 5 look kind of cool. I'll do this one. I'll do linear light because that looks pretty cool. And now what we're gonna do is we're going to. I'm pretty sure that's it, right? Let's see what else I need to add. Just the effects, right? Oh yeah, you see these little like black lines? It looks like it's dirt or whatever. I'll zoom in on these real quick. It's like these little black lines. I don't know how I figured this out. I was trying to do something different, but I saw this and I just thought it looked really fucking dope. So it's in the Wraith pack, right? We're gonna go to Grunge. And we're gonna go to brush strokes. It's the one with 2, right? So there's 2 right here minus the explosion. So this 2 right here. We're gonna drag these up to it. Drag these above everything. This goes on the very top, right? You can stretch these out, do however you want. I'm just gonna stretch these out and rotate them, right? And then you're going to put them on. I believe if you want them white, you can do divide. I'm trying to find exactly which one it was. I'm pretty sure it was linear. It was either color burn or linear burn. But I'm just gonna put them on linear burn. Put the opacity down, and now you have those nice strokes, right? So now here's what I'll do is once I'm finished everything and I want to add CCs, I'll go to the killer pack. Shout out for the CCs. And obviously you go to duplicate, and you go to your one. I've noticed that sometimes I don't like see the option of my my actual like project that I'm working on. That's because I'm sometimes in CYMK, I think it is. CMYK, sorry. So if you see up here where it says CMYK, you just press Control Y and it will switch it from CMYK to RGB, right? And if that still doesn't work, all I would do is I would just group these, right? I'd make a new one, make it RGB. I group all of this together and I duplicate it to the other one. So that's if you're not getting the actual thing when you duplicate it, it's not showing up. Yeah. Okay, guys. Before I go any further, if you guys do want more tutorials, obviously let me know. I don't know if I already said this, but if you guys do have any questions, please leave them in the comments. I'll try to respond as quick as possible. If it's like a couple hours and you want to like know how to do it, DM me on Instagram, Twitter, anything. I'll try to respond. I will respond eventually in a couple hours, but I don't really check my YouTube comments. But if this starts to do good, I'll just check them. But yeah, if you guys want to know, like, I just started getting into Fortnite banners again because I did a collab with my friend Divine, and it just made me fall in love again. But I didn't do Fortnite designs originally. I was doing like different manipulation stuff. But if you guys want to see manipulation stuff, I will do those as well. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna open up this killer pack, or this, this killer pack. Open it. Go to the bottom. Delete the background, right? Now you're just gonna go through. I am so sorry. I am sick. You're just gonna click and find ones that look good. This is like the CCs. Before I put CCs on them, my designs look so dog shit. But thank God, when I joined NorCal, I had friends in there that were designers, and they taught me so much. You're gonna go through, start clicking, look for. So when you find one, put it on, and you can always keep going, right? Just keep going, find ones you like. That one looks pretty good. This one, I like this one. I use this one. No one really knows this. I use this one for this one. This one right here. It's really unnoticeable, but it just made it so much better. If you could see it before it, it was definitely a good option. So you see this little line right here, this polygonal right here. You can either move this over, or if you don't want it, you can just delete it. But you could change these right here. Change them to like red. I'll change it to a red. And I'll change this one to a red as well over here. Red. And it just gives a different vibe, right? But I'm gonna change the opacity down on this one, and change the opacity down on the whole thing itself, right? But you can definitely fool around with it, make them look cool. So go. You can start clicking, keep going through. I'm pretty sure that's all I'm gonna put on, just because it's a tutorial for sake. I could spend like 20 minutes just looking for right ones, making it perfect. What I do now, when I'm done, is I come to the bottom, untick the background. I mean, you can delete the background, but I just keep it because in case something's transparent, I didn't fill everything, and it'll make it transparent on the actual banner. So I'm just gonna go to the very bottom, just click the very bottom one, hold shift and click the top one, Control G, Control J, and it makes a duplicate of this folder you made. The only reason why, guys, I really advised grouping it and then merging it, to putting it into magic bullet looks is what I use to finalize everything. Is in case you fucked something up, you can always just delete this. So here, I'll merge this, right? I merge it. Say you fuck something up, you can just delete it, and now you have the original group, right? So what I'm gonna do, guys, when you see it, when I move it, you have all this random shit outside, and you don't want that. I just select everything, Control C, Control V, delete, and then I have this, and when I move it, nice crisp edges, right? We're going to filter, magic bullet looks. If you guys don't know how magic bullet looks, I do recommend it. It makes all my designs look 10 times cleaner. I just think it just brings out everything perfectly. And you can like look them up, looks for magic bullet looks. But just look through them. I like this one. This one looks pretty cool. This doesn't look obvious. This looks nothing like the original. But it's still pretty cool. Don't get me wrong. Definitely looks very professional. What the hell? So now, I do this for all my designs. I don't care what it is. I put these little white borders around it. I just think it looks really clean. So like this one, white border, obviously. So what I'm gonna do is make a new layer. Just drag and make it a nice little rectangle at the very top. Fill it in with white. So if you guys did not know, a little shortcut tip. So you say your foreground is black, right? And you want to fill it with black. So the foreground, you use Alt backspace, and it fills out with the color. See how it's black now? And if it's the I don't know, is that the background, foreground? But see the white back here, the secondary color. Click Control and fill it in, right? That's that. Go back to this. Hold Shift, or no, sorry. Hold Alt, and just drag it straight down. Whoops. Make sure to get the whole thing. I didn't do that. Oh, whoops. I'm so silly. So just all this, right? Sorry. Make it white. Go back to this. Alt, Shift, pull it down, right? And sometimes I don't see, I would have left that, but I realized a couple times that I didn't fully bring it down, so just bring it all the way down. That's essential to check. I just started doing that recently, so now all my designs look perfect with these borders. Now you're gonna, sorry, I did that too fast. So now you're gonna copy this again, right? Control T, Shift, rotate it 90 degrees, put it to this side. Alright, then do this right here. Oh, sorry. Oh my god, I'm so silly. Back to this side. Hold Alt. Bring it to this side, right? Now you're gonna merge all these layers together. Now you need to overlay. I do overlay or soft lay, but I've been doing overlay a lot. And then you're gonna Control J. If too bright, turn the opacity down. But yeah, that's it. If you want to do this, I do this sometimes. If it's still a little too bright, I'll go under these two layers. I'll take a black, and I'll just do like this, right? And I'll turn I'll either go to overlay, soft light if it looks weird. I'll go back to normal, and I'll just put the opacity down to make it a little darker, but it's a little noticeable difference. But sometimes it looks a lot better. And then if this up here is too dark, I'll go up here, take a white, make my brush pretty big, and I'll just go like that. I'll go like that, right? And then I'll just do a soft light or overlay. But soft light usually looks the best. It's obviously about opinions, but I just think overlay and soft light are the best for like making everything pop or making everything duller. But yeah, that's pretty much it. I hope you guys did enjoy the video. Speed art soon, maybe. If I do a really good design on stream, I'll clip the VOD and I'll do a speed art. I might do the speed art of this one if I go back to my VOD, and I obviously clip it. Obviously, if you want, you can put a little watermark down here just to show everyone that uses it. Be like, yo, Wikzum made this. Hit him up, whatever. Obviously, guys, if you guys want to do if you do want to buy designs, they're in my Instagram highlights, all my prices. And yeah, see you guys later. Peace.